Dobro večer svima. Evo, mislim da pljesak govori sve ono, zapravo sabire sve ono što smo čuli ovu večer, što je stvarno spektakularno. I evo, za početak bi samo zapravo se zahvalio u naše zajedničko ime umjetnici, a vama predložio nekako na način kako bi ovaj razgovor izgledao. Dakle, postavljat ću pitanja naravno na engleskom jeziku, a onda nakon odgovora kratko sažimati ono što je umjetnica rekla. So, for the beginning, of course you heard the applause and we're all fascinated with this spectacular evening.
Thank you so
The organ is really a beautiful instrument.
Organ is really beautiful and really difficult instrument.
Yes.
I may say the most complex and the most complicated.
Okay. Evo, čuli ste, dakle, orgulje su prekrasan, najljepši instrument, ali isto tako i najzapravo kompliciraniji. I možda, evo, jedno pitanje tehničko. Ljudi obično kažu, čak i u Hrvatskoj kažu orgulje sviraju. Evo, večeras smo imali prigodu čuti i vidjeti orguljašicu i vidjeti što sve zapravo je potrebno za sviranje orgulja. Pa čak i u pauzi, evo, razgovarao sam s nekim ljudima koji se onda dive svim tim klavijaturama, svim tim sitnicama i zapravo brojnim gumbima koje vidite na sviraoniku, a isto tako bila je jedna grupica ljudi koja je u pauzi prišla orguljama, koja je pogledala izbliza kako to izgleda. So I'm just speaking about how during the break there was a group of people coming towards the organ to see how does it look like, and of course this was opportunity to hear you and to see the organist in front of us, because usually people say organ plays. It's like a machine plays, and
yeah, you just put on silver shoes, a red lipstick, go on stage, turn on, and it plays. Yeah, so easy. Well, I think this is, of course, for many people kind of meeting a spaceship. Yeah, so it's really like, what? And you know what to do with all of that. And the thing is, not just I know, sometimes I don't know, but I feel and I know what I want to get. I know what I want to succeed with the instrument. And I don't know mostly because each organ we play is always new discovery for us. There are no two similar organs on this earth. The same like there are no two identical people. Even if there is one more person on this earth who is called Iveta Apkalna, she's definitely not an organist, and she's definitely looking different. So the same with organs.
Yeah. Evo, čuli ste, dakle, kaže da je to kao, orgulje su skoro kao Starship, kako se to kaže, svemirski brod. Svake su za sebe, svaki susret sa novim orguljama je izazov za nju. Isto tako mora se pomučiti, kaže da ima uglavnom dobru ideju što želi, koliko uspije, dakle, mora se truditi, istraživati svo to zvukovlje, kako to dobiti, i kaže zapravo da su svake, naravno, orgulje drugačije, kao što kaže da postoji još jedna Iveta Apkalna, možda je orguljašica, ali sigurno drugačije svira i izgleda. Yes, and how does it look like your preparation? So you came here, and how long have you been here?
So actually I can tell how it's usually, or average. In average, this is so that we organists, we really have to take not twice more time for preparation on this place and for preparation in the venue, but I would say almost 10 times more time, because I know how it is for pianists, violinists, cellists, accordionists. You know, of course they need to get introduced to the hall, to the acoustics, but basically they can play 7 concerts in 7 days in 7 different venues. For organist, it's simply not possible, because for each concert I need at least 8 hours preparation time. So there's always this 8 hours in between. Of course, you can play in 7 days, 7 concerts, then you don't sleep, then at night you have this 8 hours, and then you still have to catch your plane. So basically, kind of marathon is possible, but actually this is it's for us a big privilege, because we always meet something new. We are getting a lot of surprises on the place. We kind of think we know and we are prepared, and then we discover something great, or you go with big expectations and you discover something rather disappointing, and then you always, the same like in connection with people, you have to find the best part of that person. If I don't like some person, and it happens sometimes in my life, then I try to find the best part of that person, best for me. And then I put emphasis and I get connection through this best part. So the same with the organs.
That sounds like a good recipe. Evo, čuli ste, dakle, ona kaže da zapravo za orguljaše je, kaže, čak ne 2 put teže, nego 10-struko teže snaći se na instrumentu, prirediti se za koncert, za razliku od, recimo, spomenula, dakle, i pijaniste i violiniste i sve one koji imaju svoje zapravo instrumente s kojima putuju i za koje kaže da mogu u 7 dana odsvirati 7 koncerata bez problema. Međutim, ovdje zapravo za orguljaše to jednostavno nije moguće. Veli da je potrebno barem 8 sati druženja s instrumentom, upoznavanja. Ona instrument nekako usporedila sa ljudima. Kao što upoznajete druge ljude, tako morate upoznati instrumente. Nekad vam se ti ljudi ne sviđaju, pa onda pronađete ono najbolje u njima što vam je nekako najdraže. Nekad dođe sa velikim očekivanjima, a zapravo instrument to ne ispuni, ili dvorana, dakle, ili bilo koji razlog, jer kaže koliko god bili pripremljeni, a veli, dakle, to je recept za orguljaše, ako ih ima tu 10 puta više budite pripremljeni od ostalih. Dakle, uvijek će vas nešto iznenaditi, a zapravo vas ništa ne smije iznenaditi. So what can we speak more? Let's say the organ where you, let's say, work, where you are situated in Elbphilharmonie. Recently we had the orchestra from Elbphilharmonie in this cycle also, and now we have the main organist of the Elbphilharmonie Hall. And can you tell us a little bit about the instrument there? Maybe you have, how to say, these favorite sides of it. And also, what obligation do you have there? Or, I mean, what activities, what ideas? How is it to live like a Philharmonie organist?
It's pretty good, because I have, honestly speaking, in my opinion, one of the best concert hall organs in the world, and I really say it from all my heart, not because it's written in my contract that I have to say it. No, it's not written in my contract. And I was invited 18 months before the opening of the Elbphilharmonie to become a titular organist of that beautiful hall, which was at that time still, as we say in Germany, Baustelle. Yeah, and I have some beautiful, beautiful pictures with these yellow rubber boots and yellow helmets, together with organ builder Philip Kleis, in front of the organ prospect, kind of, or the place where the organ prospect will be one day, on stage, which was also not yet there, so really in the middle, in the heart of this beautiful concert hall, which later really appeared to be just fantastic. So, and I was surprised. I was surprised because I was just asked, and of course I said yes. There was no official competition because it was decision of the Elbphilharmonie intendant, of Philip Kleis, and there was a board who decided first, before they go for the competition, they ask me. So I saved them this energy to make a competition. I just said yes. So.
Evo, vjerujem da ste većina razumjeli. Dakle, rekla je kako je zapravo bila, kontaktirali su je čak 1,5 godine unaprijed, dok je sve bilo još bauštela, kao što i Zagreb sad izgleda možda. Dakle,
how do you call it in Croatian?
Bauštela.
Oh, bauštela.
I mean,
fantastic.
No, I mean in Zagreb we say this in jargon because it's Germany.
Yeah, because this is everywhere in Germany, and that's why you have then Stau. Yeah. Traffic jam.
I dakle, rekla kako se našla dakle, na tom gradilištu u srcu dvorana gdje će jednog dana biti dakle, i scena i pozornica i orgulje i prospektovo lice orgulja i zapravo kako je odmah prihvatila, naravno bila je sretna i kaže da im je uštedila taj napor natjecaja, odnosno audicije za orguljaša, budući da je to bila zapravo želja na poziv intendanta filharmoniji i također ovog gospodina graditelja Filipa Klajsa. Inače moram reći da je, za one koji ne znaju, dakle ta radionica Klajs u Njemačkoj zbilja spada među vrh, jedna dugotrajna djelovanja, ali isto tako imala različite faze i mislim da nekako sad su možda u najboljoj fazi, imaju najbolje, mogli bismo reći, graditelje orgulja, one koji intoniraju orgulja, oni koji promišljaju zvukove, a evo naravno da su onda i graditelji zapravo zainteresirani da imaju najbolje orguljaše, ja bih rekao, koji će onda davati tim orguljama i život i predstavljati ih i osmišljavati programe. Tako da evo mogli bi još malo nastaviti o tome da čujemo što sve ona dakle radi za tim orguljama. So can you continue and tell us what do you do?
And then I asked, okay, so what's then now my main aim? What do you expect? Why me? And then I was told, I was actually given this great honor and opportunity, and now I quote, of becoming a face of that organ. So this is what Organ Builder Company, together with Elbphilharmonie, understood, that organ is not just like pipes, keyboard, and a lot of beautiful mechanics, but organ needs to have some identity. And this identity is enormously important before the concert hall is opened. Not like there's opening, then there is, of course, big reception, and everybody talks about concert hall, and then they say, yes, of course, we also have an organ. So, just by the way. And they did not want that way. They wanted that people wait for appearance of this Kleist organ the same much and the same impatiently as they waited 10 years for the Elbphilharmonie. So, and I was given this very difficult task to make people know about that instrument, to make people like this instrument, which I didn't hear yet any single tone of, you know, so before even doors are open for the public. So this is in a way that what I said, giving face to this organ. And of course also in musical aspect, after I played inauguration concert, first opening concert together with orchestra, with the Elbphilharmonie Orchestra, and later also my solo recital as a big opening of the king and queen of instrument, the Philip Kleist organ. After that, of course, I, together with people who work in artistic board, we decide how this organ will represent itself, himself, herself, in the future, so that there is some very special red thread and not just organ, which sometimes is played by somebody, but really like doing some long trip. And very important part of this trip is, for me, and what I like very much, to talk to composers and to convince composers to compose for this organ. And really, we already, in the meantime, we have sometimes even at least one, sometimes two premieres per season. So we have a lot. We have kind of chrestomatie of that organ and pieces composed for this organ. And this is, of course, very, very important. So this media presence, musical presence, of course, the idea who will be playing this organ and what will be played on this organ, and new compositions for this organ.
Okay, I'll try to translate.
Sorry, it was too long sentence.
No.
It was a little bit like Philip Glass, music and contrary motion.
Je, evo, dakle, čuli ste, odakle da krenem. Da vidimo. Dakle, kad su je kontaktirali zapravo i kad je ona pristala, bilo je jasno da zapravo organizatori, graditelj, filharmonija i svi zapravo zainteresirani žele dati tom instrumentu nekako lice, kako ona to rekla, lice orgulja, dakle glazbenik koji će na njima svirati, u ovom slučaju ona kao njihova titularna orguljašica zapravo predstavlja lice orgulja, razmišlja o svemu i čuli ste nabrojila zapravo i pozivanje zapravo skladatelja da komponiraju za taj instrument za njihovu sezonu. Dakle, oni su imali zapravo inauguralni koncert, spomenula je orkestar s kojim je nastupila s filharmonijom, zatim je imala zapravo recitale u dogovoru nekako sa graditeljem orgulja, Filipom Klajsom, gdje su promišljali vjerojatno i koje kompozicije i što. I na takav isti način ona nastavlja zapravo djelovati u okviru, dakle, svoga rada kao titularne orguljašice. Dakle, kako tom instrumentu dati zvuk u smislu što predstaviti na njemu, koji repertoar, koga pozivati da nastupa s čim, dakle s kojim konkretnim repertoarom, ne zapravo stihijski. I ono što je važno, dakle, da ljudi koji su čekali, kako je rekla, 10-ak godina da se izgradi i filharmonija, zapravo i te orgulje, da zapravo upoznaju taj instrument, da ga zavole, da ga jednostavno susreću što češće. I ono što je zanimljivo, dakle, evo, to je možda poticaj i dvorane Lisinski. Mi uglavnom imamo taj jedan koncert u Lisinskom subotom. Uvijek smo mi orguljaši za to da bude što toga više i sigurno će biti prilike, jer evo ove orgulje koje su zapravo izgrađene prije gotovo 50 godina, dakle i one će slaviti isto svoju obljetnicu i bit će sigurno prilike za razmišljanje mnogih aktivnosti, jer orgulje su, kao što je ona rekla, i ove u Hamburgu, dakle one su praktički, ona je rekla da ne znam da bi ih nazvala ženskim ili muškim rodom, da li je to kralj i kraljica instrumenata, ali svakako to je instrument koji je, ja bih rekao, veći od instrumenta. Vidite i sami u dvorani i na tom tragu išao tekst u knjižnici koji sam pisao, da su one zbilja praktički jedan cijeli živi zid u dvorani, jedan zvuk dvorane, identitet dvorane i evo ova iskustva iz Hamburga to i potvrđuju kako se danas promišljaju takvi veliki instrumenti kad se grade za dvorane i kad se zapravo na njima rade. Evo, ovo možemo se uhvatiti još ove rečenice koje je rekla, dakle, da se intenzivno promišlja tko će nastupiti s kakvim programom. Mislim da se svi slažete da je ovaj večerašnji program bio zbilja poseban. So everybody says your program was really spectacular tonight, and that would be my next question. Yeah, of course, yeah. I believe, I don't know, I can say for sure, was it the first time we heard Philip Glass organ music at all in Croatia ever? But for me it was the first time, and when I was writing this booklet about Philip Glass organ music, I didn't want to listen to music. Really, I just read about his work. I looked into his web page and his web presence and the ideas he embodies. And basically, I just wrote about music, but I didn't want to hear. But I've seen that you recorded CD and that you played in several concert halls in Paris Philharmonie and everywhere around the world. And it's really original thing. And I would like to hear from you, and every of us, I think, we heard the music. Now we are interested in this kind of artistic process. It probably takes a long time to develop. It's not only idea, it's living in a glass world.
Yeah, absolutely. You're right. I'm first of all very, very happy and delighted that obviously very many people got the message which I wanted to give you tonight. That I wanted really to tell you that this music is very unique, that this combination is unique, and that I kept on hoping that you will experience some very special trip, that you will be on a journey to discover something new about yourselves, maybe even through this music. And here I don't want now to say that other kind of music and romantic composers would not do the same. They would, but it would be much more with your emotional world, in connection with your emotional world, much more, maybe some emotions which are more passionate, you know, which are more outside of you. But Philip Glass and Johann Sebastian Bach, seemingly they are so far from each other, so far apart. Like, what do they have to do with each other? I mean, look at Bach's photo and look at Philip Glass' photo. Then look at, just without playing, look at Bach's partiture at score and look at Philip Glass' score. It's like being, like looking at, I don't know, maybe looking at some picture of, I will now say something strange, maybe of Mark Rothko, yeah, and next to it some Vermeer or something like that. But actually, around year 2010, I discovered that when I play music of Johann Sebastian Bach and works of Philip Glass, they make really strong impact on my soul. And this is for me music which enormously much changes with myself. If there are some pieces of Franz Liszt which I play, or maybe Brahms, and etc., of course, 2 years later, I always have some new discoveries in this music, and of course, I play every time and in every concert little different. But still, this is my interpretation of Brahms or of Liszt, for example. And Bach and Glass, they are like a mirror, which always showed to myself, Iveta, this is where you are in life, you know? And then I thought, wow, it's magic. And how would it be to play them together in one program? And then I tried, and that idea grew, and in 2013, the double CD with works of Johann Sebastian Bach, and at that time, complete works for organ by Philip Glass was released. So this was this long trip until the CD. And then later on, of course, there were concert organizers and people who asked, oh, why shouldn't you play that in the concert? And I said, do you know what it means to play this music in concert? Honestly speaking, this is emotionally and also technically, for me, the most difficult program I ever played. And I never played the same Bach works, and never in the same constellation, never in the same order of pieces. You're right, I played it in Paris, in Berlin, in Montreal, in Los Angeles, I don't know, in different venues, but it's always slightly different. So because I'm just on this journey, and I must say that after these 2 hours of music, I had been growing not just 2 hours older, but like 2 years older in my inner in my inner world, and I feel more experienced after this program than any other program.
Evo opet dugi odgovor, vi ste sve razumjeli, ali evo samo dakle za one možda, dakle kaže da je počela zapravo 2010. ako se ne varam, dakle baviti malo dakle opusom Filipa Glasa. 2013. je snimila CD i to dvostruki album zapravo Bach i Glas, na kojem je i zapravo su sva sabrana djela, cijeli opus za orgulje Filipa Glasa. I rekla je da je to zbilja poput jednog putovanja, istraživanja, i da smatra zapravo i da je to za publiku večeras bilo jedno putovanje, dakle nešto dakle unutra. Spominjala je osjećaj, spominjala je zapravo ne samo uzburkanost tih emocija, nego nekako na prvi pogled ti skladatelji izgledaju potpuno strano. Spomenula njihove fotografije, dakle kako su potpuno različiti, što oni sad imaju jedan s drugim, ali zapravo da su vrlo srodni. I nekako, dakle, i koncertni organizatori su bili, uslijedili su, dakle, pozive nakon 2013. da ovaj program predstavlja u mnogim dvoranama. Čuli ste gradove koje spomena, Montreal, Los Angeles, Berlin, Pariz, dakle, sve velike sredine kojima evo večera smo pridružili Zagreb. I zbilja je sjajno čuti ono što ona kaže, da zapravo osjeća se 2 godine starije nakon ovog intenzivnog sviranja. A čuli smo zapravo i sami u publici one povike bravo i nakon Music in Contrary Motion, nakon dakle ovih glasovih kompozicija koje su zbilja fascinantne. I evo nekako možda da još u tom smjeru nastavimo malo, samo da nam još nešto malo kaže o Glasu i Bachu iz svoje perspektive. Rekla je naravno ono što ste sigurno čuli, da nikad ne svira iste Bachove kompozicije, niti u istom redoslijedu, ni u istoj konstelaciji, da uvijek zapravo svaki od ovih koncerata je događaj za sebe i da na tom tragu promišlja i stvara zapravo jedinstvena, ja bih rekao, putovanja na koje smo i mi večeras zapravo zahvalni. I just want to say, when you said all about this and the glass, how it was impressive music. Of course, you heard bravos after music, especially music in contra emotion. For me, it sounded like some piece of Bach's preludes from Clavier.
Absolutely. And this is, sorry to interrupt you, I wanted to say that it's so interesting when you play Bach and glass, and again Bach and glass, then glass starts to sound little baroque, and Bach becomes contemporary. So, didn't you feel it? It's a little bit like they are starting to groove in other direction.
Yes, this fantasy in G major sounded also like, and these patterns.
But of course, also because I was on purpose also choosing these pieces, because I was carefully thinking which Bach pieces I will put in the program, because of course we have much more of Bach organ music than Philip Glass organ music. So the choice is much bigger. And of course I'm thinking of this, of musical language, also a little bit about compositional technique maybe, and also about the tonality. And even though there are applauses in between pieces, which I find good, but still people maybe will not recognize, will not feel it, but actually there is this, again, I must say, red thread through the tonality, how one piece ends and the next piece begins, even the connection after the intermission. Basically, and you may not think of this, and you don't have to think about this. Please don't think about music, but feel music. This is also like very many people after the concert, they come to me to sign something and they say, I'm so sorry, I don't understand anything of music, I'm so sorry, but would you please sign? I said, this is the greatest thing, that you don't know anything, but you just feel. And I said, I just like it, I like it and I feel it. So this is why we are doing this, you know? And therefore also with these tonalities, people may not think of this, but they may feel that they are still on the same ship, like you're going on the ocean, you know, and they are still on the same ship, because actually when I play Philip Glass music, I see always the ocean in front of my eyes, and I see horizon, and I see like never-ending globe, never-ending horizon, and I feel this horizontal surface. Whereas when I play Bach, I think and feel very vertical. So, and if you would put also the music which I played today in these parallel stripes, either vertical or horizontal, you would probably get some beautiful picture. Yeah.
Evo, čuli ste, dakle, kad svira Baha i glasa zajedno, odjedanput se počnu miješati te granice, Bach počinje zvučati više kao glas, glas zvuči barokno, nekako, dakle, srašćuju zajedno. Isto tako sad je na koncu spomenula kako glasa zapravo njegovu glazbu doživljava kao, dakle, horizont na oceanu i nešto što je, dakle, vodoravno, protežno, a kod Baha više vertikalno, i kaže da na koncu zapravo ispadne jedno zanimljivo platno, jedna prekrasna slika. Isto tako, što je još spomenula?
You see, this music had been putting quite a big impact on you. You are nicely lost. So this is.
But I need to say something. What I heard in audience.
Yeah, this is very interesting. Tell me.
I heard old lady behind me saying after music in contour emotion, she said, "Oh, I'm getting vertigo of this music." You know?
But this is actually very good. This is a compliment, because basically why it is so complex for me, because of course, especially contour emotion. Once I recorded this piece, and of course I did it like in parts. I said, you know what? It was my husband who was recording this CD. He's a recording producer, and I could tell him all what I think, you know. After the recording with a glass of wine, I said, but don't even think that I will ever play this piece live in concert, because it's impossible. Because already after third minute, you can't anymore move your fingers, because they're only white keys and mostly on third, fourth, and fifth finger. And this is really very, very simply technically difficult. And after a while, you can't move these fingers anymore. They just stay there, but you have to move them. So, but then, what I want to tell, I was training because I wanted to succeed this. I had this aim in front of me. No, I want to prove. I want to prove to myself that it's possible. Otherwise, I will write email to Philip Glass and ask him why. Why did you do this? And then I was practicing, and then I did it for the first time in Cologne Philharmonie. And it worked, and I was exhausted after this one piece, but exhausted not because of this technical difficulty, but because actually after this third minute, it's not only that I can't move my fingers rhythmically, it's also that my brain is somewhere else. This is, in a way, I'm getting high, This is really... but getting high and keep control, it's mission impossible. So basically, why I say, and it's the same with Mad Rush, and it's little different with Satyagraha, because there I see the opera in front of me, and so. But basically, this is exactly that what you said about the elder lady who commented that. I so much soak into this music, and I'm so much flying away with it, or swimming away, or whatever, away, but I still have to control it, and it has to be metronomic precise. And it can't be only metronomic precise, because it has to get some soul, and you can get soul only through me, through a musician in this case,
How long is the piece?
It's approximately 10 minutes.
Contrary motion, Evo, čuli ste, dakle, ta glazba Filipa Glasa je zbilja zahtjevna, je rekla u jednom trenu da bi ga najradije nazvala i pitala zašto je pisao tako, jer neke stvari su naravno tehnički vrlo, vrlo teške. Spomenula da je, kad je snimala, dakle, CD, za koji je producent bio njen suprug, kaže, njemu mogu sve reći. I rekla sam mu prvo, nemoj misliti da ću to ikad uživo svirati, ali evo, nikad ne reci nikad, i tako se Iveta Apkalna našla u Berlinu, gdje je, dakle, svirala, ne, u Kelnu, in Cologne, gdje je zapravo izvela ovo djelo o kojem smo pričali, Music in Contrary Motion, dakle glazba u protupomaku, gdje formule su naizgled jednostavne, ali ona veli da su iznimno teške i naravno i fizički iscrpljujuće, pogotovo što svirate sa ovim poznatim prstima za koje znamo da Schumann je pokušao riješiti, pa je neuspješno riješio. Dakle, problem da su ti prsti uvijek teže pokretljivi od ova tri, dakle, mali prst i prstenjak su uvijek malo problematični, dakle umaraju. Međutim, rekla je, dakle, da ona kao svirač zapravo tom jednom mehaničkom i zahtjevnom, skoro strojnom sviranju nadljudski, dakle, mora udahnuti dušu, i to je ono što zapravo radi na ovim nastupima, i da ono što je spomenula mora ostati nekako ipak prisebna. Rekla je, i nasmijali ste se na to, dakle, to je neka halucinogena kao droga praktički, dakle, stvara neki trans, a s druge strane čovjek mora ostati pribran, dakle, kontrolirate sve aspekte izvedbe. Spomenula je i metronom, dakle, aparat koji vam pomaže da ostanete u tempu, u ritmu, da pazite na sve ono što, evo, u ovom slučaju bio krivac Filip Glas da je notirao, a na glazbeniku ostaje da to provede u djelo.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I have to tell you maybe some short story from my life, from our colleague circle. So how some colleagues received this. After what I just explained, what is the actual difficulty? Somebody came to me and told me, yeah, this is clear why you are playing Bach and then Glass in between. You have to rest between two Bach pieces. And I said, okay, I think you didn't understand really. Because and then there are some more comments like this, really, and these comments were from organists who never played Glass, of course. They said, yeah, this is clear. Then you can a little bit relax and then hit the next Bach. Well.
Je, evo, razumijeli se, dakle, kolege orguljaši koji očito nisu nikad svirali Glasa i ne znaju koliko je to zahtjevno, rekli su svaka čast, lijepo sviraš, ali evo, ovi Glasovi komadi su zapravo odmor da možeš skupiti energiju za novog Baha, što očito nije točno. Spomenula je malo prije, dakle, da ova glazba u protupomaku traje 10 minuta, dakle, i govorila je zapravo na snimanju samom, kad je snimala dijelo u dijelovima, da nakon 3. minute već je bila iscrpljena, a možete misliti kako se zapravo svirač osjeća kad neprekidno ponavlja te formule. Dakle, kad ljudi gledaju sa strane, sve izgleda jednostavno i zapravo možda i to je i tajna njenog uspjeha, jer večeras mi nismo osjetili, ja vjerujem, evo, ni vi u publici, nitko od nas nismo osjetili nikakav napor. Nama se isto čini da se odmarala za vrijeme glasa. Sorry, I just said that we couldn't feel any effort from your side.
No, of course not.
We're sure that you had nice rest.
But I saved your energy tonight because I didn't play tonight the longest the longest glass piece, which is dance number 2, which lasts 28 minutes. So maybe next time as an encore.
Evo, rekla je, dakle, da nam je sačuvala strpljenje, da nije svirala tog najduljeg glasa, dakle, njegov ples broj 2 koji traje 28 minuta, ali evo, možda ovo prigoda samo da, rekla je možda sljedeći put, pa je to prilika možda i da, evo, okončamo polako razgovor, da čujemo zapravo, sad smo nekako, to mi je bila ideja da pitam, dakle, pri kraju smo godine, kalendarske, što je sve ona proživjela u ovoj godini, dakle, kojih se koncerata sjeća isto tako kao nekakvih fascinantnih instrumenata možda i koji su i planovi za dalje. Bilo bi zanimljivo puno zapravo razgovarati s njom, vidite da je jako komunikativna i divna. Bilo bi zanimljivo znati tko je Iveta Apkalna, kako, da li vježba noću ili danju, da li se umara brže, sporije, dakle, koji su svi planovi. So I'm trying to conclude this conversation.
So we had a very many people who heard it. The witnesses, they heard it. Yeah.
But we have so many questions. I would just say, I remember when I came to study organ here in Zagreb, that was the first time I've seen your name in a CD. And since then, I think it was early 2000s, and you had this huge career, and we can read all about this. And I wondered, of course, we would be interested in life of, you're not ordinary organist. I can't say ordinary life, but you know what I mean. Like, how do you live? How do you practice? Do you practice often at night? And is it? Of course, it's a very demanding job. It's a tough job, but also I wondered if we could use this last section of interview just to reflect on this year. So we're basically at the end of year now. It's Christmas time. You will be playing less glass and more Christmas music. But I meant, could you look into retrospect and see about this this year? So I've seen in January you inaugurated another huge organ in Poland, and could you just say to us a few moments from this year you cherish, you really like, and you take in memory, how to say?
Yes, of course, with pleasure. Just in general, you're absolutely right. The life of a concert artist is not, from practical side of view, very easy. There are very nice moments where my friends can envy me for being in 5-star hotels, drinking champagne after the concert, and having beautiful clothes, and sometimes flying business class. But this is just small part. The thing is, I have family. I have 2 kids, and they are now in teenager age, 15 and 13. So, and for me, I always say it's for me very, very important, this Holy Trinity. In the first position, I'm a woman, and second, I'm the mother, and third, I'm a musician. So I need all 3, but in this order to really function, be happy, and emotionally healthy. So if I would miss this musician part, I would be really not so dear woman to my husband. If I would miss being mother, I would probably not play like I played today, And so this is interacting. It's very, very important. But of course, being most of the time away from home, but with my heart at home, it's complicated, you know. And I have, of course, if I would count the days which I sleep in my bed at home with days which I sleep in hotels, and then, I don't know, like how many different pillows per year, you know, because I'm not traveling with my own pillow, which is actually not too bad idea. But sometimes I don't want to travel with the luggage, you know, because I don't want to lose it. So then, of course, this is a little bit complicated. And my kids, they know how important part of me, Iveta, the music is, and they know that I'm the most open and the most honest when I play. So if somebody wants to know who I am, how I really am as a character, then should not read interviews only or listen interviews only, but should just really come to my concert, because this is the place where I make myself emotionally naked. I seriously show what hurts, what is my passion, how I feel today, and this is real me. So, and of course, being, like you said, for example, just looking at this year, I'm really living from and for concerts. I don't have, of course, this position of titular organist in Elbphilharmonie is very important, it's very significant, but it's only one important, but one tiny part of my regular daily life. In my daily life, I'm really traveling and giving concerts in Europe, in Asia, in America. And I started this year, as you just said, with inauguration of a beautiful, the biggest in Poland, organ in Katowice, concert hall, radio concert hall. With not only solo recital, but also with the premiere of Esa-Pekka Salonen's organ concerto, which we then later played in different concert halls in Los Angeles and also in Hamburg, and we'll be doing with him in Chicago next year. And I was then in different places, like I was playing in Paris and I was playing in London in South Bank Centre, and I was opening the season in South Bank Centre with my concert, and I played also in Cleveland, and I played in Liège, and I played in Zurich and in Dortmund, Cologne, and you know, very, very beautiful cities. But the very important part is those organs where I am artist in residency. For example, like this season, I'm artist in residency in Zurich, in Tonhalle Zurich, where I will be showing 5 different programs, not only organ solo, also organ with orchestra, organ with choir, children project, and also, for example, with chamber music projects and so on. And I had been really very lucky to return to Taiwan in beautiful Center for Arts, Kaohsiung Center for Arts, where in 2018 I inaugurated the organ, which is the biggest in Asia actually, and I recorded in 2019, just before pandemic began. I somehow got this moment and caught the opportunity, because we did not know that something like that will come. But then we recorded CD exactly on the Sylvester, on the New Year's Eve, on 2019 to 2020, and now I returned to Kaohsiung with my own festival in March, and I was given an opportunity 1 week long to do what I want, how I want. So, and this is what I did. So I really played beautiful programs, and also going to America. It's of course a big challenge always, because it takes a lot of time. I'm not just 2 or 3 days away like now for this trip. I'm very much looking forward to see my kids tomorrow for some days. But practicing is of course very essential. And that's why when I'm at home I have one very good digital organ. And somebody would think, oh, why do you need organ at home? In Berlin, where you live, there are so many good organs. You could just go wherever. No, I don't want to go anywhere. When I'm home, I'm home. I go very seldom to concerts, theaters, exhibitions, if then with my family, because then we have something together. So I really, I love being mother at home. I love baking and cooking with my kids. I like going to football game when my daughter plays football. I like to do some crazy things with my son and eat popcorn in the cinema. This is for me much more important than going to some church to practice. I better practice at home while they're at school, and I catch every moment to be with them. Yeah.
Evo, mislim da je ovo zapravo divan završetak ovog razgovora. Upoznali smo i Ivetu Apkalnu. Evo, rekla je žena, majka, orguljašica, odnosno glazbenica, umjetnica. Rekla je da su sva tri segmenta za nju važna. Spomenula je svoju djecu, tinejdžere, evo, kćerka se bavi nogometom, sa sinom ide u kino, jede kokice, voli kuhati, ima dakle digitalne orgulje doma, tako da može zapravo vrijeme provoditi što više i sa svojom obitelji. Naravno, spomenula je sve ove zapravo gradove po kojima se ove godine kretala, dakle sve nekakve važne metropole kulturne, a od onih lokacija za koje je spomenula su je posebno važne, dakle to je to, te prilike, dakle i sredine u kojima djeluje kao rezidencijalna umjetnica, kao što je ove godine Ciriška dvorana Tonhale, gdje je rekla da je zapravo osmislila 5 koncerata, dakle ne samo da svira solistički koncert, nego i sa zborom, sa djecom, dakle cijeli niz zapravo aktivnosti oko orgulja, jer orgulje, opet ponavljam, one su kao jedan objekt, jedna građevina oko koje se, evo, kao što čujete, okupljaju najzainteresiraniji, dakle, ljudi, dakle, i od onih najmanjih do najstarijih. Spomenula je ove orgulje, dakle, na Tajvanu, na kojima je prije pandemije snimila sasvim, dakle, nenadano, snimila je CD, što je rekla, dakle, na staru godinu 2019. dakle, taman prije početka pandemije i dakle, riječ je o najvećim orguljama u Aziji, gdje je opet ove godine bila i dobila je ono što kažu Francuzi carte blanche, dobiješ bianco ček i radi što želiš. To je zapravo ono što ona najviše možda i voli i kaže, ako želite upoznati Ivetu Apkalnu, tko ona zapravo jest, nemojte čitati intervjue, dođite na njezine koncerte, ona se tamo emocionalno ogoljuje i zbilja nam pruža ono što smo večeras slušali, što mislim da smo svi zajedno osjetili, cijenimo to i zapravo mislim da možemo reći jedno veliko hvala umjetnici, da jedva čekamo da ponovo dođe u Zagreb.
Maybe we can make a residency here in Zagreb. But what I also wanted to say, for me it's also so great to see that, for example, my team, which is my management, they really very much support that, for example, since I have kids, which is already 15 years long, I never play concerts around Christmas, and I also, in the school holidays, which is then in summer, of course I can't get 6 weeks free from concerts, but like at least 4 or maybe sometimes 5. This is for me the holy time. And one more important thing, the same like my family, is since 8 years I have my own festival in the town where I was born in Latvia, in Reizekne, which is my hometown. And there I have International Organ Festival, Organismi, which will be next year already in October for the 9th time. And we're almost at the Jubilee, 10th in 2025. And it's always in October. And this is for me really like not only important to go to the place where I grew up, I even walk always and stay in a hotel which is not far away from the hospital where I was born. So I really go every year to say hello to that place. I go also and meet my teachers. Also my very important piano teacher, who was my teacher for very, very many years, for 12, who unfortunately just some days after I saw her this year, on 4th of October, passed away. She unfortunately died suddenly, which was for me a very shocking moment. But these emotions and this what I can do in my hometown and what I can do for my hometown is for me very, very important. This is like, for me, like second Christmas. So not less important, but more important than festival in Taiwan. So.
Je, evo, čuli se, dakle, vraća se svake godine u svoje rodne mjesto u Latviji i to, dakle, u listopadu, gdje, evo, ove godine će biti, odnosno sljedeće godine će biti 9. put već da organizira vlastiti internacionalni festival i zapravo je jako važno vratiti se u rodno mjesto, u rodni grad i veli da je potresla zapravo smrt te njene profesorice klavira, jer u radu se vraćala, dakle, svojim korijenima, svojim profesorima. Što je još rekla, to da njen menadžment zapravo ima jako puno obzira s tim da, dakle, nema koncerata za vrijeme Božića, nema koncerata za vrijeme školskih ferija, dakle da može biti što više sa svojom obitelji, a zapravo, evo, i da ima vremena za neke projekte koji je osobno ispunjavaju, dakle, kao što je ovaj festival u rodnom mjestu. Ne znam što još više reći, evo. Ja sam sretan, svi smo sretni da je Iveta Apkalna večeras u Zagrebu i želimo da se što prije vrati. Ona je bila inače prije par godina sa Zagrebačkom filharmonijom, sa maestrom Kitajenkom. Tu je svirala, to ovo nije prvi put, tad je bilo jednom srebrnom izdanju, ako se dobro sjećam. Večeras je bila Black Beauty. Sorry. I'm just saying about your appearances here on Lisinski stage. Yes. I remember your silver appearance when you played Poulenc. Yes. And we are looking forward to receive you, really fast as possible.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to see you soon, and I'm really impressed and very, very surprised that so many of you, after this long evening, still had time to come here and to listen to our long talk. Which was for me actually very interesting and which was for me very important to share this with you. Therefore, really thank you so much that on this beautiful, lovely Saturday evening you didn't go to a bar, but you came here to join us. So I'm looking forward to see you back soon.
Thank you.